Well, it's been a quiet week here at Lake Scabagon, my hometown. This week on A Pickle Home Companion, the Squids look back at episode 136 and tell stories about various types of toilets. They discover new geographic locations, speculate about mysterious emails, and come up with ideas for Furnace Feast.
Happy Failure Puddle Friday, everybody. The Squids are here, and we are here at a Pickle Home Companion to talk about episode 136 of the Pickle and Boot Shop and go on tangents of our own about who knows what. Should be a good one, because I know all of us really enjoyed both the freebie and the bonus episode. So let's dive right in.
That's right. Especially Dick brought us.
Old Dick's the best.
We have Dick brought us here with us.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, congratulations to little Grimlock Nebuchadnezzar. Very exciting.
Oh, so exciting.
They also covered some porta potty stories.
Porta potty stories.
Yeah.
It did. The caking, what do they call it? The wedding cake was the
Wedding,
birthday
right, the wedding
cake?
caking. Yeah, where like the material, the contents are approaching the top of the container.
Yeah. That made me laugh. I was on the lawnmower again while I was listening, and that made me laugh hard. The caking situation.
She's not home right now, but if she was, I would have Sarah come down and tell her porta potty story from Soulfest.
Oh no.
So we're at Soulfest. I want to say this was 2005, I believe, because it was the year Mustard played. And we were heading over to the main stage to see Spoken play. And as we're walking by porta potties, we just hear this banging on the door, like, help, somebody help me. So Sarah goes over, pulls on the door, gets it open. The singer from Spoken like pops out. He's like, I'm supposed to be on stage. And, like runs to the stage.
Amazing.
Somehow the door had like it wasn't completely level on the ground or something, and it had shifted, so it just pinched or something, but he couldn't get the door open.
That's rough.
Oh my god.
That's really like, I think many people's idea of just like utter torture. Like the worst punishment possible would be trapped inside of it, whether it's sanitary and hygiene stuff, or whether it is the idea that you are trapped in a small space, or both. That's no good.
And then throw in the fact that, oh no, I'm supposed to be on main stage performing.
That's right.
I'm stuck.
Where is that guy that we're waiting to hear perform?
Jeez.
In a small space full of excrement.
Yeah.
I think he talked about that at some point. Or maybe it was you. I don't know. But
It might have been me. I don't know. I might have told you when we were down at Furnace Fest hanging out at Cookout.
Was there any pause to like, do I want to find out if this person is serious or not? Like, part of me thinks if you hear help me from inside a porta potty, there's a strong urge to just walk and not discover.
There are only so many reasons someone might need help, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was more
good.
The banging on the door, like,
sure.
Oh, this person's clearly trying to get out. So,
yeah. I think I shared my story about, multiple bouts of incontinence in one night with all of you. But yeah, my experience with the portable toilet was that I was looking for a place to relieve myself. And, you open a portable toilet and you think if the door opens, there's not going to be anybody in there. And then you open the door and you find that there are two people in there, and they're upset with you for opening the door. They don't it made no sense to me. I would say, aside from my own actual utility of the porta potty like that, that's probably my most surprising and least welcome thing.
So they weren't looking for a third, or
they were not. No, they wanted their own space.
Were there two toilets in this porta potty?
Nope, there was one. And I think, like if you want to consume anything that might not be legally consumable in public, If you close a door, you are less public and less apt to be noticed when you are consuming said product. So
so not when a man and woman love each other very much. Got
no,
it.
no.
Okay.
Although it was a man and a
So,
woman, but
so there was they weren't purpling in the.
as far as I could tell, they were on opposite sides, I think. But
Well,
there were no
was someone
birds or
sitting on the
bees.
floor? Do I
I
remember
think
that right?
so. Either that or like
That's what I was trying to imagine where the
Yeah.
space is for two people.
There's not much, and
No.
yet
It wasn't a
there they
handicap
were.
stall. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Handicap is the move because those are
Yeah.
quite
Right.
spacious.
Yeah, that's really what you want.
That's
You don't want to monopolize them, because if someone actually needs that
Right.
much space, then you want to make sure they have it. But it's
ADA
awfully nice.
compliant hotboxing. Got it.
And
yeah.
usually kind of, yep, there we go. That's
Yes.
it. That's it. Yeah.
But it's maybe not good for hotboxing because you want to keep the space smaller to emphasize the effect.
Well, and you've got multiple fumes of various types, all
so
co-mingling.
you're hotboxing all kinds
That's
of
it.
things.
Yeah.
That's quite the box of hotness.
Yeah.
So
Pretty rough.
this is porta potty adjacent because it was
Mhm.
not portable. But my grandparents on my father's parents, when I was a kid, my dad's from Wisconsin, and they lived in a house in Lone Rock when I was real little. I remember first going there, but they also had a home that was my grandmother's family's vacation home when she was a small child. Her father was some kind of photographer and apparently was successful. They lived in like a house on the lake in Madison. This is, the 30s, 40s, something
Love
like this,
Madison,
20s,
yeah.
30s. But he passed away when she was young, and this was a long time ago. So there went all the income, and there's no safety net. And so they had this vacation home when she was real little. And so that was her memory of her dad, is the way I understand it. Like, I never met him. And so at some point after my grandparents were married, that house was available and they were able to purchase it. They didn't have a lot of money, but this was it's in the country. It's where my dad lived as a child, or in high school. He graduated from the high school down the hill. But this house did not have running water because it was built in the early 1900s, I think. And so when we visited them, at some point, two houses was not sustainable, even though it was a small home in the country with no running water. And they had to either sell the house in town with plumbing or sell my grandmother's attachment to her memory of her father. And my grandfather said, "You pick," and she picked the memory. So they sold the house with plumbing and moved permanently to the house with no running water.
Wow.
And so it did have a well on a pump with a motor, so you could flip a switch to pump water, but the bathroom was an outhouse.
Right.
And like a very traditional, just like the wooden outhouse with the door. And so when we would go to visit, if it's like the middle of the night, you're strolling 50 feet or 100 feet or whatever outside the house to a dark outhouse. And this is the early mid 90s. I didn't have a cell phone with a flashlight on it. So that whole situation was like, it was all cool when you're a little boy and you got to urinate. That's fun. But when you have to do something else, that situation gets far less cool.
A task with more gravity. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that outhouse was a little bit terrifying in the dark. In the daytime, it was one thing, but once it got dark and now you're outside the house, and that's the only option because there's literally no running water. Yeah, not good memories. Eventually, they sold that, or my grandfather passed away when I was a kid, but eventually my grandma sold the house, but to like a friend of the family, and they put running water in and they bought it because the setting was great, but the whole time. And so that's it's not a porta potty, but that outhouse, man. We didn't visit a lot, but when we did, like, that was the only bathroom. So at some point you're going in there. And if it was after dark, with the smells and the spiders and the things and the wooden seat, and there's a bench, but it's wooden with a toilet seat on it, and just not where you want to be.
Dark, late at night. Yeah. It occurs to me that I was actually driving a church bus full of kids to an event one time, and we went to this. Why we took kids square dancing in like 2007, I don't know, but there was like this place that did square dancing, and so like we took a busload of kids there. I had a commercial license, so I took the kids, drove the bus, brought them there. I needed to use the outdoor toilet, the pit toilet, kind of like what you were describing, Jared, of just, it's a wooden seat, hole in the ground, that sort of thing. And for whatever reason, the keys to the bus slip out of my shorts pocket into the hole, like either before or after I have to use this. And it's a fairly deep hole. And I realized, like, we don't have a spare set of keys. My commercial driver license has also fallen out of my pocket, fallen into the hole. And it's got to be retrieved. There's no other way. We just need, these kids are going to be square dancing all night if I can't get these out of here. And so I went in. I think I went in from the top. I didn't lower myself into the pit, but I had to reach down. I think I needed lighting, so I must have had. These are the days before cell phone cameras as well, but it was fortunate in some ways. The contents of the pit were such that I could see where the keys were. Like, they had not disappeared.
Oh no!
into the
cake,
no,
into the abyss.
No,
right.
no.
They were on top of the cake, and so it was like I just need to get down there close enough to be able to reach them. But again, this is a pit toilet, and so it's like you've got to go a certain ways down just to get there. But there are only so many solutions to a situation like that. So I did what I had to do to make sure the kids got back to summer camp at the end of the night. So,
oh my god,
they didn't know the hero they had in the front of the bus, did they?
I didn't talk about it. Yeah, it's the sort of thing that you don't want to spread around. But again, essential. Like, I needed my credential. I needed to be able to prove that I could drive this vehicle legally, and I needed the ignition key to turn it on. So, yep, something else.
Excellent. That is also the nightmare, beyond being trapped in a porta potty that you can't get out of, having to go fishing in the contents of that sort of toilet. Also a nightmare.
This is it's not completely unrelated, but this is one for the spreadsheet, Pete. Just the time that I
hold on.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, go ahead.
The time that I shit myself inside of an ATM. Save that for later.
All right. Well, hey, we could do a whole episode of this because I am a recovering Crohn's disease person, so I have plenty of stories, my friend. Yep. Yeah. Hold on. Shit inside an ATM. Got it. Okay.
So since we're on Scat Talk, Scat Talk hour.
Talk. Oh, not that scat. Got it.
This is related to our companion podcast, our Overseers.
No,
I don't know if you remember. This is pre-episode 28, so it's been a while ago. When Joe, it might have been talking about going to Furnace Fest. I don't remember, about flying down there, but where he said like he doesn't want to use the toilet, so he like Imodiums up.
Oh sure.
Before he gets on the plane, and I do the same thing. Like, I just don't want to go
seal it off
in the. So I sent him a DM about that. We commiserated over our shared use of Imodium to avoid airplane toilets, and that might have been the first time I ever sent a DM to Joe. Was about our mutual plan of attack.
Oh my gosh,
for travel scenarios, because I work with like in college athletics, a lot of team travel where you're on the charter bus or whatever, and like there's private the rules planes apply, but like sometimes that's not a good situation, and you're like, I just got to make sure that I'm not presented with this choice. That's my goal. I don't want to have to make a choice, so we're just going to eliminate the option, because you're dependent on other people for travel times and modes of transportation, and I don't particularly enjoy that. It's what I hate about airplanes as well.
Choose not to choose.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had a rule on the tour bus with Mustard where you weren't allowed to shit in the bus. Like, just as a general rule. If you had to
in the bathroom inside the bus.
Yep. Yeah, not just on the couch. Yeah.
Aside from the bus at large, also the bathroom.
Yep.
Your bunk, your business.
In no place.
But the toilet. Yeah.
Right. So it was this kind of standing rule, other bands would pop onto the bus. Oh, we want to check it out, or if we, we're driving somewhere and somebody needed to go and everybody pulls over on the side of the road. We never had to because we were the only ones with the bus.
Right.
And, it was, your school bus that we had ripped everything out of, put a bathroom in, put a shower in. So we also were the only ones who were showering on a regular basis as well. It was nice.
Essential.
Classy.
So, we didn't have to stop if people had to pee. We could just keep going. Well, I forget what it was, somewhere in Oregon.
Always.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Portland.
Portland.
We were
heard of it.
We were playing a show with this band, Active Ingredients. I think they were originally from Alaska, but they had moved to Oregon. And the singer was like, "Oh, can I take a tour of your bus?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Come on in." Show him the bus. He's like, "Wow, that's really cool." We all leave the bus, go into the venue, and they did their set, and I think another band went on after, and then we go up on stage. I think we were the headliners that night. So then we finish, we go back to the bus. As soon as we open the door to the bus, we're like, what died in here?
Oh, yeah.
And so we're all like someone clearly like took a massive dump in the bathroom on our bus, but it wasn't any of us because we were all, on stage. So, we get to the next stop and he's there again, and he gets out of his van and he just looks at us and just big old smile on his face. And he just goes, "You're welcome."
Oh,
power move.
Yeah. So while we were on stage, he had broken into the bus, took a dump.
Broken in.
Yep.
Wow.
What can I say except you're welcome?
That's how you mark your territory.
Yep.
Wow.
That's how you're the alpha.
Now, did you say, did you install, was this like a 5-gallon bucket situation, or is this like a proper toilet with like a holding tank below and everything?
A holding tank. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Professional.
Yep.
It's
yeah.
One
So
of those skibidi toilets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no hot water, but we had a shower.
Mm-hmm.
The only time we had hot water was when we were driving through the Mojave Desert during the middle of the day. And
Thanks, warmed up.
Yeah. So I was, we're all just dying because you're just in this metal coffin, basically driving through the desert, and it's, like 120 degrees out.
Lord.
So I'm like, I'm just going to go take a shower just to like cool down. Well, no, because the holding tank's under the bus where all the heat's reflecting off of the pavement.
Wow.
Heated that sucker up. It was the hottest shower I have ever taken in my life.
Dream about that in any place other than the desert.
Oh yeah, exactly. But oh my word, yeah, I did not last long in the shower. It was one of those, oh my gosh.
You were a bus band. That's a big deal. You couldn't play Gilman.
Yep, our big old red school bus.
I
can awesome.
I mean, I can attest to it. It was big old and red.
Mm-hmm. And when we discovered if we ran, so my brother and I think, were the only ones who drank coffee, and we were both, 1 or 2 cups a day type of people. So we brought a coffee maker with us, and we discovered if we ran the coffee maker at the same time as, I want to say, the air conditioner or the TV, it would blow the circuit.
Okay, yeah.
Like without
too much electricity. Yeah.
Yeah, every time. So that was always fun. Be like, is it safe? Guys, we got to shut everything off. I need coffee.
I did. I spent a summer somewhere in college working for a construction company, like a commercial contractor, on large projects where, of course, like every site is a porta potty situation, and construction workers, not the most careful users of a porta potty. So it's what Reese described on the Warped Tour was pretty much every porta potty, and it seemed like the brick masons were the worst offenders.
Is that right? They got to be so precise with their mortar everywhere else that
Apparently, when it came time to that, it was
no rules.
very bad news.
No trowel.
No.
I will say that highway workers are the same. One time I had to use the restroom so bad with Crohn's that I saw a work zone, and I pulled over to find the porta potty because the next, gas station or whatever on the highway, the rest stop was
40
miles away. At 60 miles, I remember it well. And I pulled over and went to use the restroom. Thankfully, I came prepared. I have toilet paper. I have everything else.
Got your own kit. Yeah,
got my own kit. You have to in those situations. I walk in, and they had not been doing construction probably for a few days. It looked like it was not an active site.
Okay,
but it was an active site in that
unfinished project.
Yeah. But you do what you got to do, and so I will concur that those construction sites are not conducive.
Based on the most recent episode of Pickle Boot Shoppe, two things. One, well, no, now three things actually. I am Dick Broadus, so that's 100%. That's I think what you call me now from now on.
We'll do the intros in a moment. Yes,
absolutely. But what about what's the? I would love to know, why did they choose? Why did Reese think of a Dodge Dart as the car in which he would have a soup kitchen? I can only assume he's been stalking my social media and he found a picture, and that was why.
Yeah.
But that, and then, so I guess number three, did you ever hear about the proposed and yet never made feature film Supernatural, featuring Kevin Max as someone who works at a soup kitchen and is rumored to be the return of Christ?
Yep. I've heard
but that's amazing.
I kind of wish they'd made it. I don't know that there's any possibility it would get made now, but it was, there was a trailer, and, just Kevin Max being messianic and serving soup.
I mean, you want Kevin Max, on a side tangent, Kevin Max story when he would come out in the monk outfit. It was a hot 94-degree day in New Hampshire. Were you there, Kevin, at Soulfest?
Which year?
I don't know. It was many, many years ago. It probably was at Loon, and he came out in a full monk habit. to sing his wares, and it was Sweat City. Yeah,
epic. I'm sure. Yeah. So you've seen him live. I've seen him live. The rest of you?
And that was a solo show.
Solo show. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I must not have been there that year.
It wasn't DC Talk.
Okay. Yeah. Most clearly not DC Talk.
And it was before he joined Audio Adrenaline, so
right. The in-between years.
I heard a podcast interview with him. I believe it was the Homebrewed Christianity. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's a theology podcast, leans progressive. But Trip Fuller, the guy who hosted, is actually a Campbell grad. I went to school with him. And the guy who's getting married this weekend, actually, they're high school buddies.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But Trip is also a big Lord of the Rings guy, not unusual among the nerds. But Kevin Max apparently is also a huge Lord of the Rings guy. And on that said that he was asked and auditioned for Frodo in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I heard that.
To Elijah Wood. And that seems so... Could you imagine a super tall, lanky Frodo? Like, how you give me a hobbit? Like,
right.
Kevin
Even with
Max
camera
does
trickery.
not look hobbity to me at all. Elijah Wood, clearly a hobbit.
And similar facial structure at the time, I suppose. Like it's, not a 1-to-1, but like in the same genre. And like the eyes, the Frodo eyes, I guess, like they kind of had those.
I've seen Elijah Wood in person.
Have you? He's fairly tall.
Actually, just a couple weeks ago, he was at the Newport Jazz Fest, and he had pierogi at our sister place right next to us, and not super tall. No.
Okay. All right.
What would the world be like if Kevin Max was Frodo in the film adaptation instead of...
It's a parallel universe.
Yeah, it's out there.
Not in my America.
Not in my Middle Earth.
Oh, dang it. Not in my Middle Earth. There we go. Thank you. Retake.
Incredible.
Good old K-Max. And now he has a horror something. I didn't really pay too much. I just glanced at it.
I'm intrigued to hear what his new cover of My Friend So Long will be.
I think the new Kevin Match projects, I'm always interested, and I'm always kind of hopeful of what they will sound like, and they never sound like what I hope they will. And it's not that it's bad, but it's not good. I don't particularly care for it musically. The artistry is there, and the weirdness is there. Like, he's got some weirdness. He leans into it. Yeah. That's like his thing. That's cool. The music, I don't particularly, it doesn't get me down here.
All that to say, hey, Kevin Max, if you're listening, come on.
That's right. We will puff your project. We will pump it. We will serve it to the masses like soup from the back of a Dodge Dart.
We'll make sure we have Daniel Rock on when you're on, and
that's right. Yeah. Seeing as how you're such good friends.
Yeah,
and we will purchase a painted Dove Award from
that's right. Yep.
Kevin Max.
Yep.
What's this email going to be? What do you guys think if it ever materializes?
It's going to be good epic. Question.
I think we're going to be invited to be parking lot attendants for his wedding.
Right.
That could very well be. I mean, if the flight is taken care of and there's like a tree to sleep underneath, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will park cars at that wedding like no other.
That's right. I will park cars on top of cars.
Might have to watch Grimm. Somebody's got a dog with it.
I thought you were talking about the television show Grimm, and I was like, I'm out. That is my deal breaker. I will not watch.
You can do both at the same time.
Deal breaker. Not watching Grimm.
That's it.
Yeah. You have to sit there and watch the show with the dog.
With the dog, yeah.
Right. I've never really done any roofing either, so I don't know. Like, am I qualified? Is this something that I can or can't do? I'm not sure.
You're taking over for his roofing business.
The roofers are taking. Yeah, the HVAC guys are coming in.
That's right.
That's what he needs, is someone to fill in while he's gone on the honeymoon. As a roofer.
I was just waiting for the email to come in and be like, "Hey, what's Pete's email?" And then Pete gets one. What's Jared's email?
All right. Am I at the top of the triangle? Is he looking to try and get in touch with me?
It's the biggest chainmail scheme, and
that's it. Yeah. And then I'll come back and ask him, "Hey, what's Reese's email?"
10 of your friends and 10
Have you
of
heard of 5 Iron Frenzy?
And 10
you
of
just
your
have to
friends.
send it to 5 people.
That's right.
And everybody gives $1, and eventually you'll get $62 in the mail in an envelope.
Or your great grandmother's cousin's back will break by midnight.
Naturally, that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Cause and effect.
By the way, how is my microphone? Is it all right, guys? Sorry.
Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good.
Today and how's my mic?
Yeah, it sounds good. How's mine?
Oh, wonderful.
Sounds good.
Fabulous. Kevin, yours sounds much better. Yeah, I think yours is roofer approved.
Excellent.
Kevin, I'm missing.
Does it have a blue light on it?
It has a little blue light and a
is
little
it a
green
thin
light.
blue light?
It is.
Okay. All right. So roofer approved.
There we go. We don't need red lights. It's all about thin blue.
No, sir. Well, no, but if you are a roofer, you can turn on the red light.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I hit the mute button, then it turns red.
Only
but if you're Roxanne, you don't have to, and you shouldn't. Yeah.
yes.
So we back to thin blue lights.
How thin was the light at Kmart? Like, if there was a special, was that a thin blue light or was it bigger?
I believe it was. I believe it was. It was a blue light special, and it was a big bulb.
Very special. It was a big bulb.
Yep.
Okay, so not particularly thin.
Remember when they did that campaign? I shipped my bed.
Yes,
I've heard about this. What was the thing?
Anything was like at Kmart. I shipped my pants.
I
shipped my bed.
Yeah,
because they were into like it was. It was as the big box stores were kind of going out. And they were trying to do their. I think they were promoting their online business, and they're like, "Well, you can ship it." So
their last gasp. Yeah.
So I can ship my bed. I ship my pants.
If I'm hearing you correctly, I think I've done both of those.
Recorded one of them, one of the retellings.
Yep.
In today's spelling lesson, it's SHIPPED.
What?
Today's episode is brought to you by the double P.
Oh, shipped. Okay, got you. Thank you.
I have
the censors can't come after me.
No. We
no E rating today. No.
Are we explicit? Is that right?
Yeah,
I try not to be.
I got it. I put it on there just in case. So,
yeah, we're safe. Hell yeah.
Your story reminded me of. Have you ever heard or seen the YouTube video of George Brett telling the story of when he shit his pants?
I don't think so. No.
I think
your kids are in the room. If you could watch your language,
we're good.
I can see. Right.
Yeah. It's funny because he's telling the story. It's like at baseball practice when he's a coach or something, And he's like, yeah, I'm good for it about once a year. And then he goes into the most recent, and it's an epic story about in a Vegas hotel lobby. It's on YouTube. It's well worth your, like, I don't know, 4 minutes or something.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to ask you to send that to me later. That sounds like I could commiserate. I mean, we're talking about a story that I haven't told. I've told it elsewhere. I guess we could link to it, right? Like we
show
put
notes.
The show notes. Yes, add that to spreadsheet of things that we want to share. Yeah.
Show notes.
It's hilarious because he tells it with zero shame, just like all the facts with no shame.
Yep. There is an art, I think, to obfuscation for one, like to be able to describe something without being particularly lurid.
Could you use that word in a sentence, please?
Obfuscation, like if, for example, if I didn't want you to see that I had something attached to my mustache, I would raise my handkerchief like so to obfuscate, the fact that there was something stuck into the mustache.
I must ask you to give me the country of Oregon. Origin.
How's that whiskey?
That was almost right there. Country of origin.
Country of Oregon.
Whatever I said of Oregon.
Yeah.
He's made it through at least 2 of the 4 roses so far.
That's right. Yeah. We're going for all 4.
I'm not even to 4 roses yet, guys.
Yeah. How many knuckles? How many roses per knuckle?
Yeah.
That was actually a very not generous pour, so I apologize.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. It's like 3 roses.
Yeah, only 1.5 roses. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, so it goes.
Hang on, I'm just writing down Lake Scabagon is on the border of the country of Oregon.
Perfect.
Say it's on the western border.
Okay.
With the ocean.
Oh, that's good.
Where we age our beer.
Hey, could you write down the word, whatever word Brock said too? Because that needs to be
obfuscate.
Obfuscate.
Thank you.
That's
I still don't believe it's a real word, but that's all right.
That's a homeschool word right there.
Oh, it is to make unclear with language. I think isn't that the kind of the technical definition?
Today's episode brought to you by Script Spelling Bee.
That's right.
I always tell people homeschoolers not so good with social skills, but we're exceptional spellers. So like, don't
blow you away.
With that.
Yeah,
like
13 letters and a plum.
Doesn't know how to spell shipped. That's all right.
Well, we're also not familiar with curse words, so it's an
not familiar with pop culture references really of any type at all.
You guys watch the last episode of MASH? Okay, sorry, continue.
Not yet.
Friend of the Pickle and Boot Shop podcast, Josh Kemble, was on the Black Sheep podcast recently and talking about Furnace Fest and how he's excited to be coming down and being the professional chef that he is, he decided he wants to turn it into a furnace feast. So he was talking about trying to come up with all these dishes that have some sort of pun type names. So we thought it would be fun to try and come up with our own ideas for the furnace feast. So why don't we run through a couple of those?
I tried. I did not do a very good job at coming up with Furnace Fest puns or Furnace Feast puns. So I want to know what you came up with, Kevin, because you've been on it.
Let's go around. Let's go around.
So say one and then. All right. So Brock, do you have any?
You asked that too quickly. Hang on. You'll have to you come back to me.
I can through the power of editing.
When our powers combine, we are Captain Editor.
That's right. No, ignore the fact that I'm pulling up the Furnace Fest Instagram to look at the list of band names right now.
He's going to be ripping.
That's right.
He's going to be ripping, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. That's all right.
Ready.
Now, how about some butter lovers? How about that?
Hey,
that's a good one.
You're not first. Jared is.
Oh, sorry. I gave up mine. Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Do it. Say it.
I would
say butter lovers.
So I came up with butter lovers.
That was awesome.
Inspired. Butter feast.
That's off.
Yes, official butter from Wisconsin. The stuff that's illegal to export or import or whatever their law. They have a crazy law up there. Y'all know about that? But their import-export laws about butter and margarine.
Real?
Like, yeah, there's some serious thing about transporting margarine into the state or something. Yeah.
Is it like the apple maggot thing with Washington and California?
So I think it's about like them being the dairy state and margarine being like a threat to their existential identity. And so they're just like
margarine is always a threat to your existential identity.
All of us. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter.
So they just don't bring your margarine into Wisconsin. Like you leave that in Illinois and Chicago.
Right.
Those city slickers, they don't know. There's no cows in Chicago. Um, no, this one I want to happen actually is I'd like to see the burnt ends of sanity as a dish. Barbecue makes sense for the South and Alabama, so I love brisket and burnt ends. So some burnt ends of sanity is where I would start the feast.
Well, speaking of burnt, I came up with a toast idea is August burns bread.
Love it.
Very nice.
Maybe have a little 5 Irish whiskey with it.
Ooh.
Well done. Well done.
Ooh.
Is it going to be a brunch?
Probably.
Could be.
Because could there be cold hard steel cut oats?
Yes. Yes, there can.
I want it to be the Feast of the Seven Furnaces, but that's very philosophical.
I want a cast iron frenzy of all dishes made in cast iron skillets.
How about some Coheed and kombucha?
Ooh, there we go.
Some probiotics to settle all the butter lovers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or wash it down with a pint of Juliana Beery.
Nice.
Ooh.
Slather everything with some sauce boss sauce.
Little baste the day, if you will.
Oh, it's going to be a track of our responses to these things.
I know Grits isn't playing the festival, but would we let them coalesce before we had them?
Absolutely, must.
I mean, I also on that note was a tomato paste today.
Some Stretch Armstrong.
Ooh, I wanted a Stretch Armstrong reference and couldn't come up with anything, so you win. If we were going to get a little bit more difficult, is we could have some Oso Osobuco.
Well, I came up with Oso Oso Soso Queso.
Ooh,
I'm into it.
Because of all the so's. Sorry.
Yep.
I like to explain jokes, guys.
That's how you know.
You like jokes?
Sure, we all do.
And there should obviously be a sausage platter. Assorted sausages. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Birmingham and eggs. Yeah.
Some evergreen teriyaki.
Yes.
How about some Michael Cera plantains?
The beautiful milkshake.
Oh, blind side of toast. Cool.
That
one wasn't on my list. You're welcome.
Well done.
Bury your bread. Have that before you have a little bit of poisson in the well.
After all that eating, I think it would be the full effect. I would also say that I don't want you to show me your body when you're done. And I would probably experience some tiny moving farts.
Oh, that's good. I mean, they dropped out, but I was going to have a little POD, a pot of Delagrout, because I went English. English.
Nice.
Seems like we could have some Saturday brunch at your place.
Yes. I came up with that too.
What? I said it first, so it's mine.
You did. It's yours. I didn't have a full idea. I went Saturdays at your place, the brunch diner. So I like yours better.
Very nice.
So I had a little different spin on the Coheed one. I had goat cheese in Cambria.
Ooh,
I like it.
And now I'm going to the website because that's all on my list. Let's see.
Oh, all right.
It's riffing with Brock time.
Boy, all right then.
I've still got a bunch, so
go for it.
I was very productive at work the other day. Let's see. He is legume. Silent Flanet.
Nice.
The Bach of Choi.
Nice.
Yes.
Idle treat for dessert.
Ooh. Norma Bean. Under oats.
If you're having good one. If you're having a little bit of digestive issues, maybe some LS prunes. Or how about some Mizuna signals? It's a Japanese leafy vegetable. Yeah. Yeah.
Trapped under ice cream.
Thai epic. Some noisette ratchet. Maybe some Chad Johnsonville brats.
Well done.
That's good.
Well done.
For dessert, some No Innocent Victoria sponge cake. Maybe some ginger snap case. And you kind of want to end the meal with a nice little beverage. You might have a chai halud.
Yes, very good.
Oh, Hershey's Reese Roper. No, that's horrible.
A greasy groper plate. I don't know what that is, but not safe to eat.
We've all been there,
especially in early November.
So yeah, Josh, feel free to use any of those ideas.
That's right, but probably all of them. I mean, it's people are bringing their money. They're ready.
Yep.
Operators are standing by.
It's an easy win.
Lay your hand on the television. But hey, guys, I got to get out of here. It's about 7 o'clock on my time, and I've given as much as I can today.
All right.
Wow. So do we go on without him? No, I'm kidding.
Yep, save yourselves.
Did we have enough slop for you to put together into something usable, Kevin? Did we do it? Another perfect podcast?
I think so. Oh, hold on. I'm being told we have some breaking news.
This is the Coog checking in from the fact check booth. Believe it or not, tobacco is actually bad for you. Because according to OSHA, there is a thing called green tobacco sickness. And it says that workers who plant, cultivate, and harvest tobacco are at risk of suffering from a form of nicotine poisoning known as green tobacco sickness. This illness causes nausea and vomiting and can lead to hospitalization and lost work time. Tobacco workers suffering from green tobacco sickness are at greater risk for heat illness, a potentially deadly condition. Risk of nicotine poisoning increases when nicotine contained in the tobacco mixes with rain, dew, or sweat, allowing nicotine to get into the skin and pass into the bloodstream more easily. And according to WebMD, where everything will kill you, it says that it'll kill you if you take it by mouth because of a chemical called anabasine. But they also say that it can be used to cure sore throat, so I guess if you aren't alive anymore, you won't have to worry about that sore throat anymore.
We've been Dick and the Boys. So,
Dick and the Boys signing off.
Yeah.
This has been Kevin and the Coog, and Dick brought us.
Pete Peterson.
Yes. From the country of Oregon. This has been a Pickle Home Companion.
That's right.
Oh, man. If you guys have any wild porta potty stories you want to chime in with, feel free to give us a call at the old hotline at 985-28-SQUID. It's 985-28-7843. All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
That's right. Here where the pickles are strong, the squids are good looking, and all the hosts are above average.
Yeah,
I think that'll change every week. It's something totally different.